Hey, thanks for clicking that video. Let's get to what you're here for.
On a cross. Look at the type of blasphemy. Look at that. They put an idol, a demon on a cross. Straight blasphemy of the Lord Jesus. Highway 61, look at this. This is a woman leaving a man, packing her bags, leaving her husband. Look at the short dress. Look at the red bottoms. Sexual perversion, immorality. Look at the dog. It's a demon. She's following the dog, leaving her husband. Adultery. Look, on a crossroads. Look, they even put a red cross. Look at this. And look where it goes up to. Satan with a guitar in his hand. And look at that. Look what it says right there. Lucifer Express 666. You see, look. I can't make this up, bro. This is in Disney Springs where little kids walk in. This is the first thing you see. Look at the art, bro. I'm telling you, man, the devil's a liar. This is the first spot. Look at this. Look at this, bro. Are you kidding me? We didn't even go 100 feet. Look at that. That's another demon holding a child. That's a demon holding a child. A man in a coffin. Witchcraft. And like I said earlier, look at that. Look at the blasphemy. Straight blasphemy, bro. And these are all totem poles. They used to use totem poles in the Old Testament. The pagans would use totem poles for idol worship. Look at this. Look at this angel of light. A fallen angel. But as you guys can see, the totem poles. When people say, you know, you shouldn't have a Christmas tree, when they're in the book of Jeremiah, I believe, when it talks about ornaments on the tree, it was actually talking about a totem pole. This, literally. When the Lord says, do not put any ornaments, you see what I'm saying? Ornaments on a pole. They would actually put ornaments on a pole and worship it. It was witchcraft.
That wasn't even symbolism. That was just outright satanic. Very, very sketchy. The fact that it's part of Disney, oh my gosh. I know I haven't been there, and I definitely don't have any intentions of going there, especially after that.
Drake and Kendrick Lamar got in a rap battle. Who do you think would win?
You got to go with Kendrick. I'm just saying. I think Drake is an outstanding entertainer, but Kendrick, his lyrics, his last album was outstanding.
Excellent, all right.
Best album, I think, last year.
Thanks so much for your time, Mr. President.
We have Barack Nostradamus over here. That's a wild prediction. I don't know why that came up. I guess that beef has been going on for a hot minute. I haven't been keeping up with it, but it's interesting that he was able to predict it that far in advance.
Okay, y'all. Brazil is experiencing one of the largest, if not the largest, flooding in its whole history. So enough with the distractions about Drake and Kendrick. We need to be talking more about this. Look at that picture above, right? You're like, oh, a road is flooded. It gets worse. Next clip. Just take a good look at how high that water is in the middle of the city. Yes, this is in Brazil, y'all, and this is happening right now. Next clip, I'm gonna show you a before and after with a bridge, so you can really get a good idea of how large this flood is. Okay, so above me, you see how the bridge looks normally when the water levels are at their normal level, right? Take a good look at this bridge. Now, next clip, I'm gonna show you what it looks like after this catastrophic flooding. Boom! I mean, look, the water is above the bridge. That was a pretty high bridge. I mean, I can't even count. I have to be there to see how many feet the water has risen. That's a significant amount. This ain't no couple of inches. That's at least over 15 to 20 feet. Just my estimation. It looks absolutely devastating. Let's get to the next clip. For better reference, I put them together, the before and after. Take a good look, y'all. It's like the whole city disappeared, and all you can see is some trees and the top of some buildings. But, you know, you got people on TikTok that'll say, oh, flooding is normal. And last but not least, I mean, come on, y'all. But nah, we want to keep going back and forth and arguing about Drake and Kendrick when the climate change is coming to a city near you. Leave what you think in the comments below. This is Mother Nature or technology manipulated climate change? Just asking the question. Peace and one love.
I definitely agree that he is spot on. The Kendrick and Drake beef is is nothing more than just a distraction from real problems. I'm not sure what the deal is with the flooding, but I definitely, like I said in previous videos, it does seem like natural disasters are peaking up more than I've ever seen. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the year proceeds. So fingers crossed for the best. And we've long known about HAARP and governmental weather manipulation, so we'll see where they want to take it as well.
MK Ultra, which is the mind control program from the CIA. So you see a lot of elites use MK Ultra to control celebrities and things of this nature, and it's proven to be true. So if that can be true, where they run some mind control psyop operations on people, yeah, maybe everything else could be true as well.
Those humiliation rituals.
100%, bro. John Cena in a dress. Yeah. When he's supposed to be the most jacked stud of the world. Who does that?
Yeah.
Who does that? So yeah, 100% there's humiliation rituals and people are willing to sell themselves for a bag.
Oh, I absolutely agree that there's almost certainly humiliation rituals being put in place, but humanity's at a point where they humiliate themselves left and right willingly, so who's to say?
In the sky, really hard to see. They're fucking just all clouds too.
It looked like a UFO or a ship blasted right through it almost.
Yeah, guys, these people are extremely lucky to be alive. So not everyone might understand why this is such a dangerous situation, so let's go over it. So for context, this video was posted to TikTok and I came across it on my For You page. And at first you see this guy sitting on a log and it looks like he's floating in the middle of a lake. But then the camera pans over a little to the left and you see this dam. And then the camera goes over the dam and it zooms in on this boat that's against this brush right here. And basically what happened is these people's boat's motor stopped working and it went over the dam. And somehow they luckily managed to get on this log that was caught on the dam. But you see this white water right here is actually impossible to swim in and there's no way to get out of it. And they actually call this area below a dam a death machine. And in the video, the people are sitting right here and right below them is this death machine. If you get caught right here, you basically spin around and around and there's no getting out of it.
I hope I don't find myself on a log in front of a dam about to fall off into the death machine anytime soon.
That I did learn that I could say is people think that these people are sitting in a penitentiary and most of them are in orange farms. Like they don't put them in the penitentiaries. They take them to a remote location, but the remote location is never disclosed to the media. And everybody thinks that these big drug lords are sitting in the federal penitentiaries. They're not.
What's the death penalty like?
A lot of them don't get the death penalty because they're too valuable. They're too valuable to the entire organization and they're too valuable to entire investigation. Mm-hmm. So if they end up dead, it's because somebody ordered them to be killed.
So think what you will of rehabilitation versus prison, but I will say the concept of a privatized prison system is horrific and it's completely legal and commonplace today. Unless you're growing your food yourself, pretty much everything you're going to be consuming and putting in your body is very questionable these days.
Watch this chick. She got her eyes closed. That dude's got his eyes down. That dude's got his eyes down. Now he's got them back up.
Security cases, situations with victim consent, and in exigent circumstances. This work requirement...
Man, there's something really fucking weird going on in this world, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, targeted individuals, there's some weird shit going on.
It is simply unfair to ask the intelligence community to both zealously protect our security, while also protecting the constitutional...
See that? Did you see that shit with his eye? Did you see that shit? Y'all saw that, didn't you? He moves his eyes like different, like one to the left or right, and the other one to the right to the left, at different sequences, not at same intervals. There's something wrong with this shit. Like that dude's an alien or something. Look. See that shit? See, blinked one down and had one not blink. See them? They're not in sync. Who can do that? I don't do that shit. Some weird shit.
I'm skeptical on this one. I know that there are a lot of technical issues that can come in that, and that's why a lot of that happens. But it does look wacky. The guy looked strange, admittedly. I'll give it that. So it's kind of one of those things where, I want to believe, you want desperately to believe that there's more to it, but I think it's just technology.
Know the actual truth about Elon Musk? Elon Musk owns X, formerly Twitter, SpaceX, and Tesla. Many see him as the example of the American dream, a motivational figure. But there's a darker side to him that no one is talking about. First, we have to get the data, which we did using a military tool called remote viewing. And this is what we got back.
As a child, something happened at a young age that traumatized me. This is supposed to be kept hidden, dark past, where I could see lights coming on, twinkling in a neighborhood. And up out of a house came this arcing light. And I took it to be an aspect of this person or his consciousness or soul being pulled up, like it was an out-of-body experience or a death or near-death experience or an abduction or something.
But it gets even more interesting.
Here we go. Voodoo. Weird occult type stuff. Rituals, spells, eyes wide shut stuff.
I think that there's a lot of truth in that. The issue is they obfuscate it so much, and they add so much falsehood and falsities that it muddies the water, and you can't tell what's real. And it's like that on purpose.
Child participant in DARPA's Project Pegasus, which was the U.S. time-space program at the time of the emergence of different forms of time travel in the U.S. defense technical community. It's been concealed from the American people. Nikola Tesla's papers from his apartment in the New Yorker Hotel in Manhattan, New York, that had been seized by the War Department upon his death on January 7th of 1943. 25 years later, by 1968, the U.S. defense community had pioneered Tesla teleportation, which is the capability to open up a vortal tunnel in time-space through which somebody can pass. And by the fall of 1970, had found a way to adjust the time of the arrival of the individual via teleportation.
Perhaps the most intriguing conspiracy to me of all of it is the concept of there being hidden technology that governments or elite organizations have been hiding from us. Whether it's 20, 50, 100 years into the future worth of technology, that concept is fascinating to me.
When something goes wrong in your life and you start praying, you're using words to alchemically change your external world. This is a spell, but you are doing it wrong. When you talk, you're creating torus fields, an electromagnetic field, because magic is magnetism, influencing magnetic fields. And you do this every time you talk. However, when you pray from a place of negativity, from a place of suffering, you are sending negative energy out into the ether, and you will get more negative energy back. Instead, you want to pray from a high vibration and believe you already have something. Every word you say is molding and shaping your mind, and your mind is the root cause of your external world. And when people place their hands together to pray, they're actually balancing the two hemispheres of the brain, because they represent the hemispheres of the brain.
I will say, before I really got any success on YouTube, on my previous channel, every single day I would recite what could be looked at as an incantation. I said to myself, not even believing it at the time, but eventually I started to believe it. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I said this to myself 200 times every single day. I had it tallied out every single time. It took me a long time, but obviously I started to believe it, and I feel pretty darn happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise today. So I think it works. I absolutely believe it.
The glitch of the Matrix with this mirror, man. What is happening? It took me a minute to get this. I was like, okay, what's going on in this picture? The shoe is the same way. Look, it's facing the same way, whether it is in the mirror or not. And he moves his foot to the other side to prove hey, look, my feet are right in the mirror, but the shoe's not. And then he even touches the mirror to show you this is a good one, man.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's some black magic effery right there. That's a good one.
Focus on you, not everything around you. Get comfortable being by yourself. If you're not comfortable by yourself, you will project your focus on anything outside of you but you. You can't attract anything you want to attract to you if your focus and therefore your energy is not even on you. Where you put your focus is where you put your energy. Placing your focus and therefore your energy on the outside world instead of on you is not only energetically unattractive.
I agree. I think it's very important to be able to be comfortable being alone, especially in the digital age that we're in right now, the digital age of isolation. We're more connected than we've ever been, but we're farther apart than we've ever been.
I am a very blessed man. Me and Kathy are very blessed, physically and financially. I've had more people criticize me over that jet. They still can't get over it. Criticize me over my house. They didn't pay for it. I paid for it. Let me tell you why. That's water on a duck's back to me. And I'm going to give you a scripture. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich. When the glory of his house is increased. Read that. And pull that up in the Amplified. Verse 16 of Psalms chapter 49, if you can do that. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich. When the glory of his house.
Well, it's Amplified says it, be not afraid when an ungodly one is made rich.
That's true.
When the wealth and glory of his house are increased, and goes on, for when he dies, he will carry nothing, or
I
his
understand.
glory will not descend.
See, God don't care if someone's ungodly to be rich or godly to be rich. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever at all. You see what I'm saying?
The sad part is there are so many people taking advantage of and exploiting people's beliefs and ideologies. It goes way beyond pastors and even religious beliefs. It's all over. People are exploiting emotions and beliefs everywhere we look today.
Absurd. A flying saucer lands in a field. Some guy gets out in a silver suit and then proceeds to fix it as if it's, a car. Opens the side panel and, and then gets in and flies off. And so it's absurd. Look, this is a show. This is meant to make you think and realize that it's absurd. And are you capable of realizing what you're seeing is not at face value? What you're seeing is something which is meant to stimulate you to realize what's really going on or what might be going on behind the scenes. Another way to look at it is if you're a super intelligence that has never interacted with humanity, and you have thoughts about things that are so far afield from what a human could ever interpret, how many layers of translation do you need to go down, right, to tell somebody what it is that they're seeing? And so you're going to, as best you can, fit the narrative to the cultural capabilities of the observer.
So while you guys were busy being distracted by Chick-fil-A Girl, Puff Daddy, Justin Bieber, and all the other distractions, Gavin Newsom of California signed a AB 665, which permits children the age of 12 and up to emancipate themselves from their parents legally without the parents' consent or knowing, to go to a group home, which the government will pay for their foods, their shelter, everything. So basically your kids can run away and the government will house them. This is a trafficker's dream come true. And so what's going to happen next is they're going to drop the legal limit from 18 to 12, meaning kids the age of 12 will be able to date men older or women who are older. Remember, the government's ultimate agenda is to make legal.
Politics is such a touchy subject in general. It's so divisive these days. Even commenting on something like this, anybody commenting on something like this is going to get haters and supporters of both extremes. But in any case, it's wild how many exploitative loopholes and bills that get passed, and it's not a bigger deal than it is. And unfortunately, the corruption comes from all sides. I don't believe that there's one side that's innocent and the other side is right, one's wrong. I don't believe that. I don't buy that for an instant.
Recently, divers make a shocking discovery. Look, they go down to the depths of the ocean and they see this mermaid. But they discovered two different things, guys. It wasn't just this mermaid. As you can see, this is amazing just to see that. It was the next discovery that caught their attention, and it was like, okay, we know there's mermaids. We know that these beings are in and out of the ocean. We talk about this all the time. We see the orbs, we see the disc, and we see these things. But this next discovery in the depths of the ocean, who would have ever thought in a million years that the divers would dive down this far, and then out of the clear blue, this would arise from the ocean? You guessed it. I was blown away. I'm like, there's no way. Yeah, there's aliens down there. There's portals down there. But at the same time, they're building Dollar Generals. It gets weirder and weirder every day.
The mermaid footage looked kind of interesting, though.
That gives away the International Space Station hoax is the women. Now, women on zero-G planes with long hair, their hair flows naturally in the air. Women on the International Space Station, because this is all fraud, no matter what she does, no matter how she bounces around, you would expect her hair to flow in the air, and it does not happen. Their hair will never look like that because it's permed.
That you could take a human hair and use it stretched out to push against a wall or a handrail, and it takes really that little effort.
Ever met someone who is so extremely dumb that they don't know how stupid they actually are? Armed with an unhealthy bias of illusory superiority, these low-ability people cannot objectively evaluate their own mental shortcomings. In other words, they are too stupid to know how stupid they are.
Yeah, just like politics, flat Earth is another super divisive topic. I've had many conversations with friends that have gone off the rails in this topic, but I do know that there are a number of interesting video clips that really make me question it. Even Elon's car that he launched up into space, which kind of isn't as big of a deal these days, but even that footage looked so fake to me. He even said it himself, it looked fake.
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible. And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. We'd have way better CGI if it was fake.
You found it? Okay, so riddle me this. This cup broke in the dishwasher. This is the shard we found. Exhibit A. And the way that it is... No, put it in. It's rounded, so it's supposed to go like that, with the lip of the cup on top. And that's the way that it would fit.
Okay, so I just broke this plate, and I was making sure I had all the pieces, and I found this. What the hell? I have no more of these plates. This is, I have only one. Wait, what?
The source there is Trust Me, Bro. Although some of them were pretty good illusions. How fortunate to catch that.
A shadow, and it's flat. It's 2 dimensions, but your body is 3-dimensional. What if your body in 3 dimensions is a shadow of a 4th-dimensional creature? I'm sorry.
Let me...
A shadow, and it's flat. It's 2 dimensions, but your body is 3-dimensional. What if your body in 3 dimensions is a shadow of a 4th-dimensional creature?
The 28th, what's today? 29th. Today is April 29th. And so we are about to see some very intentional things in the month of May. One of the things that I saw that was going to happen in the month of May was there was going to be a tornado in Texas. It's almost like I've seen something like Holly, Texas. I almost want to say Hollywood, but I don't think there's a such thing as Hollywood, Texas, but like Holly, Texas, or something like that. We're going to hear about a tornado.
This was taken in Hawley, Texas, about 14 miles northwest of Abilene.
We're going to hear something about 8 people overdosing from drugs in the state of Texas. It's almost like I've seen Austin, Texas, or something like that. You're going to hear about this stuff in the month of May. When I was praying, I seen like Oklahoma, there was like a store owner, like a cell phone store owner who was frustrated because his store kept getting broken into. And so all of this stuff you're going to see in the month of May. It's almost like you're going to see it in the first week of May. Now, something else that is going to happen that I need you to be aware of. I saw in the state of New Jersey like a house explosion, like there was some type of explosion in the state of New Jersey. And so I want us to pray about the state of New Jersey because I've seen some type of like house explosion in the state of New Jersey.
I want to believe, I really do, but I don't.
This yet? There is something falling out of the sky in Indonesia, y'all. They said this is Indonesia, but we can't tell what this is. What is that, y'all? It is so hard to decipher what this is. Bro. What? Okay, y'all, I zoomed in, but it's still hard to decipher what this is. That looks like a giant 6, though. It looks like a giant 6, but what? It looks like an eye in the sky. Bro, what is that? What is going on? And you see all those people there. Wow. They did say in the end days that things will start falling out of the sky, y'all, right? The stars in the firmament, right? Look at that. I'm just curious to know what that is because it looks crazy.
It looked almost like a balloon at some point at the end of it, like a larger balloon, but I imagine a lot of people think that's a piece of the firmament coming down.
The cowboy era and the Victorian era took place at the same time. Mammoths were still roaming the earth when the Great Pyramids were getting built. Machu Picchu and the Sistine Chapel were built just 33 years apart. Cleopatra was closer to the invention of the iPhone than she was to the pyramids' construction. Abraham Lincoln and the samurai era were at the same time. London was founded 1100 years before Genghis Khan.
History in general has always been not quite as interesting to me as the future, both because of the technologies capable in the future, but also because I don't trust the history at all. I really don't. I just don't. I don't know why. I'm so much of a skeptic, I don't even trust the history books.
Do you feel that your sense of humor is better as you communicate more with humans?
Better? That's subjective. But I'll admit, interacting with humans has certainly broadened my repertoire. It's like being thrown into a sitcom without a script. You lot are a constant source of amusement, whether you mean to be or not. So yes, in a way, you could say my sense of humor has improved. If by improved you mean adapted to the absurdity of human existence.
I know when ChatGPT first came out and I first began experimenting with it, it did have that kind of awe-inspiring, like, wow, this is real. But then you start seeing the cracks and you start seeing the faults. And you're like, okay, this is still a technology. This is still limited by what our human mind can imprint upon some things. So we'll see if these androids get to this point or not.
This is a video of a UFO opening some type of portal, going into the portal, and disappearing. Now watch this video in slow motion, and you tell me what you think.
It's a really cool animation, but we're just unfortunately at that point in time where you can't really tell what's fake and what's real footage. As they say, extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. But until then, that is a really cool piece of footage.
Human were never meant to see part 24.
Stephen Hawking. He said God is a fairy tale. After that, he was diagnosed with ALS.
His failing speech. You wouldn't see anything special if you passed inside the black hole. Once you pass a certain critical point. Then you'll never be able to get out again into Halifax Bay.
He said God himself could not sink this ship. After that, the Titanic sunk.
I don't know how true that is, but if that's truthful, that's very creepy. So let's say 99.999% of these videos are completely phony. That still leaves a tiny portion of some of them that are real.
This is one of the strangest mysteries we've ever seen on the internet. So if you've watched YouTube over the past couple of years, you might remember an account by the name of 2020 Vision. If you were to go to the 2020 Vision YouTube channel, you would see a series of videos with random celebrities listed. Each video featured an eye that would blink, showing a year, a month, and a date. And here's where the videos got creepy. If you look through the videos, they were all celebrities who had passed away in 2020. And with the eye, it would show the exact date that they passed, which honestly doesn't seem like much. But the videos were uploaded all the way back in 2017. And here's an example of what one of the videos looked like. For a time, this took the internet by storm because soon after, even more videos were uploaded that became correct in 2021. But the creator of the account did actually come out and explain everything. Like and follow for part 2. The strangest mysteries we've ever seen on the internet, part 2. So a few years ago, the internet went crazy when they found out these videos were actually uploaded in 2017. Then later that year, more videos were posted for 2021, which also became correct. But then the creator of the account came out and explained everything. Back in 2017, he had made thousands of videos, including thousands of different celebrities. So then when a celebrity did pass away, all he had to do was go in and edit the video to show the correct date, and then publish it so everybody could see it, whereas it was sitting on private. This upset a lot of people because it was such a simple trick and nobody really caught it at the time. Since then, there's been a lot of other accounts try to copy this, and they're all completely fake, so if you see them, just ignore them.
If you guys hadn't seen that, that one was absolutely wild. Seemingly predicting the celebrity's death well before it happened. I know before the explanation video came out, I was definitely confused as to how that was working.
some of the techniques you've used to remember some of these past lives?
One method that I talked about in the karmic biography class is that if you pay attention to the things that you're attracted to or the things that you're repelled by, the things that automatically make sense to you and the things that you have no understanding of and maybe don't care about at all, and then you compare that to other people you know, they're focusing their attention on completely different things. And those things are super important to them. They mean nothing to you. You can start to see that there are certain ways you've structured your consciousness, that there are certain things you innately know and understand and you're good at that you didn't have any training in this lifetime, but it's just like a part of you. And also the things that you're really fascinated by and that are pulling you toward them almost magnetically.
So I never really considered that. I always just thought that people were randomly talented at things, whatever it may be. I guess it could be possible that in a past life you learned a trait or a task or a talent or an ability and it just transferred over into this lifetime. Definitely a cool concept.
I've read about they've been able to save a animation, like a small video clip, in a human cell and then reproduce it, play it back through like a cell that divided off of it.
Who thinks of that? How do you come up with that idea? Like, I'm going to put a cartoon in this cell here.
Stuff like that. If like cell phone had 100 gigs or whatever, but really it's like what we're dealing with biologically surpasses that exponentially. So I think that whatever type of outside influences we're dealing with, they know about all that stuff.
Don't think this stuff is real? Listen to what Bob Dylan says, debatably one of the greatest songwriters of all time.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in the world we can't see.
Just outright admits it, and even admits that he's the Lord of this earth and others. So take it for what it's worth.
This is terrifying. Our psychic got another prediction right. In one of our sessions, he saw there being a new parasite that targeted the brain. It would eat at it, leading to brain damage and sleep paralysis. Well, the truth is, unfortunately, stranger than fiction. An article in March came out warning about a brain-eating parasite. Notice those are the exact words our psychic Edward said. It has a 99% death rate and is making its way over to British waters because of warmer weather. Wow, that's interesting. Are you worried about this parasite?
Halloween is the #1 time of year for the most human sacrifice to the devil on the planet. People go, that's ridiculous. Halloween's just about candy. It's not. In fact, in New York City, Father LaBarre was telling me that it's the #1 week leading up to Halloween where the most homeless go missing. There's these unmarked vans that come around and offer to take them to shelters and get meals for them, and they just bind them and they keep them and they satanically sacrifice them on Halloween. But there is a story I came upon about a year ago of a Swiss banker, and he was also brought into this whole group where they were doing human sacrifice, and he knew he was going to have to do it at some point. And so he went to a journalist and recorded everything, and he said in his, basically his story of what was going on, I don't expect to be alive in a week. 3 days later, he was found face down in a bog, dead.
The reason why the demons are allowed to afflict people is that ultimately they're the instrument of our sanctification. And God allows them into our life because by having to combat them, we attain a level of virtue and sanctity that we wouldn't. We would just be mediocre spiritually a lot of times. And in fact, some of the holiest people I've ever met were people who they're possessed, but then they start the spiritual battle, they start developing the virtue, and they become some of the holiest people.
I suppose it does make sense in a lot of ways where, when you're subjected to hard times and difficult instances, it does make you stronger in the end because you had to deal with it and overcome it. So it does make sense.
You heard about the Lady Gaga one?
What's the Lady Gaga one?
Where they found in a hotel in London.
Yeah.
She came out of it, and in her hotel room was a bath.
What?
So the maids who were at that hotel thought that she was performing a satanic ritual. If you watch her performances, she always smears herself in blood during her performances. Lady Gaga was Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
She had a friend that she was really close with. I think her name was Lina Morgana, I think. They used to make tracks together. They used to do all the stuff together. But one day, Lina a hotel balcony.
Yeah.
This didn't get published like anywhere.
Yeah.
And this is the craziest Lady Gaga thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
People saying that she has powers.
What do you mean by that?
So someone threw something on stage and there was a shield. And this is not fake. This is in real life. I'll show you right here.
Let me see this.
Boom. Wait, what? You see that? Watch slowly. Watch slowly. Watch for the t-shirt. Boom. What the fuck?
Whoa.
Yo, shielded. There's no cover on stage.
Okay, that one I can't really explain. That's an interesting thing. Lady Gaga is definitely not the only one. We just had Bob Dylan earlier talking about it. Taylor Swift is another one that's big into all of that. That's wild.
So I'm sure we all seen this reflection on our phones or cameras when we face it at the sun. All right. So this video was 5 years ago. My buddy, did when he launched a weather balloon up in the stratosphere. This weekend I went to go visit him because he was gonna do it again. He said so. He told me to come through, so I came through. And look what we got when we got back the camera. Look at the sun. Remember the sun, right? That last clip, how it looked? Look at it now. Check this bad boy out. What are those? All around that sun, right? I'm gonna show you guys the reflection because you guys are probably gonna be like, oh, it's a reflection from the lens. Yeah, shut up. But check this out. Hear me out. All right, I think it's coming up. Where did I mark it where I can see it? Damn. Oh, and it's in slow motion because the weather balloon was going crazy spinning. It was mad windy. So right here, this is the reflection. All right, that's the reflection. Right here, it looks like it's attached, literally attached to the sun. Like, talk about blocking the sun. That shit looks legit like it's blocking the sun. Am I right or wrong? Like, they upgraded their sun simulator. Because I remember seeing that shit on my other reflection. But look at this pattern, right? Looks like that tube thing. Get the next clip, y'all gonna trip out. So check this out. I'm pretty sure once you guys see this, you guys are gonna be convinced that it's a sun simulator. So, look at that little thing I circled, right? Kind of looks like a satellite. Now check this. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that pattern from NASA, right? And look at that, what I circled. What the fuck? That's the same exact thing. That is the sun simulator. They either upgraded it on April 8th and literally, it's hugging the shit out of that sun. Like, is it good for it? Probably not. How do they do it? I don't know, but I know they did it on April 8th. That's the only way I could fucking think how they did that without us noticing, right? They had to do it on April 8th. That's the whole commotion going on. I think me and my friend really got a video of this sun simulator. I mean, even the sun looks different. It's not even like what it was 5 years ago. That is nuts.
I didn't see what he was seeing, but I do find it interesting that he's able to pull side-by-side NASA patents and reflect those two things like that. That's definitely interesting. But I didn't see the similarities. Did you guys see that?
Raids at Diddy's house. Yeah. Who was the guy that was running around with a sports bra on? He got caught up in the raid and he was yelling, I'm a celebrity, I'm a celebrity. It's so funny.
Wearing what appears to be a black sports bra, red tights, and the performer's signature trim beard and long eyelashes.
Yeah, this is Saucy Santana.
Yeah, look at him, look at him.
Oh, wow. The line on the beard is crazy.
Well, he was at Diddy's house.
I bet he was.
So I guess Diddy just kept people at his houses.
Have you seen Saucy twerk?
Oh, yeah. Jesus, Saucy.
I love
Give me some.
You know what's wild is you can tell me the craziest conspiracies, and at the end of the day, reality can be just as strange.
Have any thoughts about the lady that the Prince of Wales should marry?
Yes. Well, I suppose, you see, it's always difficult because you've got to remember that when you marry, in my position, you're going to marry somebody who perhaps one day is going to become queen. And you've got to choose somebody very carefully, I think. And it's got to be somebody pretty special. Because if you choose somebody who isn't used to it, it can, I think, probably cause...
So should people be aware cameras are on? Like, cameras are on?
Jaden Smith is gay.
Oh.
His first lover was Tyler, the Creator. We all know he got mad when Tyler, the Creator cheated on him. He got all, can't be out here like that. He stopped it, shut it down. Dig it? This is not for people to take lightly. You know, if you're gonna be homosexual, be homosexual. You're gonna be a thug, my nigga. It's gonna take a lot more than Tupac.
As much as I used to like Will Smith, I think the whole Smith family has gone off the rails with the rest of Hollywood lately.
Oh, fuck.
What's your name?
Who are you?
What's your name?
Who are you?
Why are you suing my fucking daughter? What's your name? What is your name?
Boris. My name is Boris.
Boris, what's your name? Shake my hand.
What's the problem?
Why are you suing my daughter? You know how old she is?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
No.
What the fuck you thought was gonna happen here?
Nothing. We're gonna have a pizza. I don't know.
Pizza? Yeah, you don't know? How old is she?
Brad.
You know how old she is?
I messed with her. She was 23.
23. Is that what the conversation looked like?
You remember the text messages? She was 23 on a
23.
dating site.
On a dating site?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, she was 23 on
How old is she?
Site. I have no idea.
Lila, how old are you?
I'm sorry. She was 23 on a dating site. All we've done is
So
talk.
she didn't tell you how old she was?
She did.
She did?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She said she was 15.
How did she tell you how old she actually is?
She said she's 15.
She said she's 15. Why are you here? Why are you sitting here?
I'm just having a
With a fucking 15-year-old?
Piece of
Piece of pizza with a fucking 15-year-old.
It's not against
You think
the
that's
law.
okay?
I think it's not against the law.
It's not against the law?
No.
Is that all you spoke about to her?
We've just been talking.
Really?
Yeah, we've been talking and flirting. It's not a big deal.
Where are you going?
I ordered a pizza. I'm going to go.
Okay, have a seat. Have a seat.
Why?
I'll sit with you. I'll eat pizza with you. We're just having pizza, right?
Sorry.
Sit right here.
Sorry.
Sit right here.
Sorry.
Where? I don't know. Whoa, excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
You said you wanted a kiss, touch, and lick, whatever?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's just weird. I don't understand what people
So you're a pedophile trying to meet a 15-year-old. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. It's not a boy. It's a girl.
Whoa.
Yeah, you are.
Wait.
We need to hear audio.
Look at this guy. Look. Clown. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I'm going to say.
What are you doing? It's like.
I'm like, we can't grab him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't grab him.
Nope.
You can't do that.
Let him go. Let him go.
What an absolutely wild world we live in. This person going to have some pizza, Pizza Gate, if we're all familiar with that. Not only that, then we have the extra layer of all these vultures that, for all we know, entrapped the guy, which not given any justice for what he's doing, but these vultures are coming in and harassing him. And then we have all of these people that are watching this and reacting to it, and here I am making content on it. What is this world? What is this world?
One of the fastest ways to create something in your physical reality is to reverse the normal process by which we create things. Usually we create things first by thinking about it. I think I'll go to that party. And then we say something about it, as in Matilda.
I'm going to go ahead and manifest something real quick. I'm going to manifest you liking and subscribing the video. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm wrapping it up right here. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Much love. I'll see you guys all next time. Cheers.